boys and girls, we are going to get started today with our reading lesson. So, for today's strategy, I want to talk about another way that you can solve an issue if you get stuck. So, when you get to a tricky word, it's important that you try to do more than just sound it out. If you can't sound it out, we're going to learn some new tricks, okay? We want to make sure that the word makes sense with the story. If it doesn't make sense, then we need to fix it by trying a new strategy. Alright, so this one is called Juggle All 3 Balls. So you have this kid, and there's 3 different balls above his head. That is going to represent our 3 strategies that I want us to try. We don't just try one strategy, boys and girls. When it's a tricky word, we want to try more than one strategy. So our first strategy here is a picture that I'm going to draw. And if you think you know what this clue is, I want you to use the raise your hand button. If you know what this clue might be, raise your hand. Zayden, what would this clue mean? Look. Good job. Does it look right? So we're going to write down here, does it look right? All right, so right here, does it look right? So we need to ask ourselves that, boys and girls, when we're reading. If we're stuck on a word and we can't get the sounds right, we need to stop and think, does that word look like it fits there? Next clue, if you know the hint for this one, I want you to use your raise your hand button. What could this clue be for? Kieran, what could this clue mean? Hearing. Nice job. So we could say, does it sound? Does it sound right?
Like a sound box.
Good job. Yeah. So we're going to ask, does it look right? Does it sound right? All right. So far we have 2 clues. Does it look right? Does it sound right? Okay, we have one more clue to think about.
I know it.
And for this clue, I'm just going to use a little sound effect. So this guy right here is saying, aha! If that helps, I want you to use the raise your hand button to see if we can get this last clue. Adrian, go ahead and unmute. What would this last clue be?
Talk?
He is talking, yes. So this little exclamation point means that he figured out that it made sense. So the last thing we want to ask is, Adrian, does it make sense?
Does it make sense?
Good job, Adrian. We ask, does it make sense? Does it make sense? So as I read my story today, boys and girls, I want you to be thinking about these 3 helpful ideas for when you are stuck on a tricky word. You need to stop and think, does it look right? Does it sound right? Does it make sense? And for my story today, I have Mig the Pig's Big Book. So if I get stuck on a tricky word, boys and girls, I want you guys to tell me if I should check if it looks right, sounds right, makes sense, okay? Mig the Pig's Big Book. Do you know Mig the Pig? She says, hello. Mig the Pig is very big. Oh, I'm stuck on this word. This is kind of a tricky word. If you know this word and can think of a strategy, one of these strategies, to help me figure out this tricky word, raise your hand. Bracket. How can I solve this tricky word? Should I just keep trying to sound it out or should I use a strategy?
Take it apart.
Take it apart. I like that one. Okay. Let's do first sound. B. I. G. Oh, okay. Now I'm going to see if it sounds right. Big. Big. Is this pig big? Yeah, this pig is big, so that makes sense. Thanks, Bracket, for your help. Mig the pig is very big. And there's my word big. Now watch what happens to the word big. She likes to wear a bright. Miss Prince, you need to check this word. Does it look right? Yeah, there's a G there. G. T. Does it sound right? Brag. T. It doesn't flow very well. Does it make sense? She likes to wear a bright red wig. It doesn't make sense. I need some help sounding out this word. Sophia, can you help me out? Let's try and fix it up. Remember, if we don't fix it up the first time, that's okay. We just keep trying. Sophia?
Egg.
Brig. Brig. Ooh, this is a tricky word. Boys and girls, we're not going to give up. We're going to keep trying and trying. So I'm going to use my pictures to help me out and see if that helps me think of what this could be. This color doesn't seem very dull. It looks like it's really, it stands out really well. What's that word when something stands out really well? It's not dark. It's really... Sophia, can you help me out? I know it starts with bri. Do you think the word is bright? Is it bright red? That sounds like it makes sense. Bright. Now it looks right. Sounds right. And it makes sense with the picture. I think this word is bright. Do you guys see how I was able to use all of these tools here to figure out this word bright? It didn't sound right when I did each sound at a time, which that is why we want to use these steps. Instead of just trying to sound out every piece, we need to look and see if it matches the picture, see if the sound is right with the story, and see if it makes sense. Does it read like a book? And it definitely did this time. Thank you, Sophia, for your help. So, we will finish this story tomorrow. so we can see how it ends. I'm going to need some more help tomorrow with those tricky words. For right now, when you go with your reading teacher, we're going to go into breakout rooms. Make sure you have your book with you. So, as you can see, I have Mongo and Cutie, so I have yellow group. If you are green group, you'll go with Miss Cheatham. So I'm going to put you guys in your breakout rooms. While you are reading, I want you to be juggling these 3 balls. If you get stuck on a tricky word, instead of just trying to sound out all of the letters, use these 3 tricks, okay? Does it look right? Does it sound right? Does it make sense? Does it make you go, oh yeah, that's the right word. It fits in this story. So we're going to go into breakout rooms.